lovely friends. I'm Heather. Welcome back to Belle's Library. And today I'm so excited to be talking to you guys about 10 romance books that are on my TBR that I am super excited about, that maybe you can get excited about too and read during this lovely Valentine's season or just any time of the year. I felt like this video was very appropriate with Valentine's around the corner, and I just really wanted to talk about some romance books with you guys because why not? I love talking about books I want to read because I've got like a million on my TBR, and so here we are. Like I said, I have 10 of them, and so before we totally jump into all of the goods, definitely get down below, click subscribe. Also, my Goodreads and Instagram are down there if you guys want to follow me over there. We can talk bookish on all of the different platforms, and I would absolutely love and adore that. So let's start with a book that I am dying to get to so badly. I really loved and adored the Simple Wild series by K.A. Tucker, and she came out with another book in this series, and I'm so excited. It's called Running Wild, and so in this one, we are following the veterinarian Marie, who was pining over Jonah and is kind of Jonah's best friend in the other books in the series here. And so she basically is volunteering at the Iditarod dog sled racing, and she meets Tyler, and he's kind of this burly pilot dude, right? And she finds herself becoming more and more attracted to him, but he is totally into another person, and she really does not want to head down that path again. So she's trying not to kind of become more attracted to him, but I'm assuming that that's not going to happen, and that whoever the heck he's pining over, he's going to get over. That's my guess, because it's a romance, and yeah. So we definitely want to find some love for Marie, because you know what? We didn't totally like her in the other books, but just like we wanted her to be happy away from Jonah, okay? Next up on this list is Truth or Beard. This one I'm pretty sure I have on my TBR for Buzzwordathon for like later in the year, but I really am dying to get to it. I had somebody comment on my TBR from that video saying that they love this series, and they got me more and more excited about it. And I was like, maybe I'm just gonna put something else back there in like September or whatever it was. So this one, we're following these identical twins, and one of them is more outgoing and the other one's a little more reserved and shy. And we have Jessica, and she's always been a little more into our outgoing friend, but she mixes them up and ends up kind of talking and really having a good time with our other twin who's a little more reserved, and kind of starts developing some feelings for him. And I don't know, it just sounds so cute and fun. And it says beards, brothers, and bikers. Oh my, like, yes, we definitely want romance with beards and brothers and bikers and all kinds of fun stuff. So totally excited for this. This is one of those series that has like a bunch of companion novels that is going to follow the Winston brothers. So each of the brothers gets a book, I believe, in this one, which to me, I am very into and intrigued by all of these series that are coming out that kind of follow all of them. I really enjoyed the Brown sisters recently, and so I'm excited to kind of explore this avenue a little bit more, and I do have a couple more things on this list that also fall into this. Speaking of Miss Talia Hibbert, I really want to read some more of her work, and so I have A Girl Like Her on this list. I've heard good things about this one. In this one, we're following Ruth, and she is on the spectrum, and she also really enjoys comic books, kind of, you know, nerdy side to her, but she also kind of got involved in some of the small town gossip, and she just can't seem to live down the scandal that happened. And then come along ex-military man Evan, who is gorgeous and keeps bringing her home-cooked meals, and she's not really sure if she's ready to let down her guard yet. And so I'm excited to kind of be seeing what Talia Hibbert does with this, because I've really enjoyed what I've read so far by her. And this sounds like a really good one that kind of almost sounds like also a mix of the Kiss Quotient series into this with the autism rep. I don't know, I'm adoring it. So we're gonna keep going with some Talia Hibbert. So number 4 on this list is Sweet Hand by N.G. Peltier. I'm not sure where I got this recommendation from, and I haven't really seen it talked about, but I think the cover looks stinking adorable, and I'm intrigued. I want to know a little bit more about what's going on here. We're following Charisse. She has like this public meltdown after her cheating ex-boyfriend, like they have this breakup, and she's just kind of over it, and she doesn't want to be like dealing with that, but she is instead wanting to grow her pastry business. So we got some like fun food vibes going in here. So Charisse's younger sister is getting married, and so she's hoping that will kind of throw her mom off of throwing all these people at her to help her get back into the dating scene. But then she runs into Kieran, who she used to know and finds to be the most annoying guy ever. And unfortunately, she kind of has to be stuck around him because he is the groom's best friend. And so I'm guessing there's going to be some really yummy food stuff going on in here, as well as a kind of hate to love romance. So I think it sounds adorable, and I'm curious, and yeah, it just sounds cute. So I want to read this one. The next one I have here is another series that's going to follow the Preston brothers instead. And so the first book, Lucas, sounds really intriguing, and I really want to get into this one. We're following Lucas, and he is the high school senior track star, and he doesn't really settle down. He's kind of just have a revolving door of girlfriends, but he has had his one best friend, Lois, that he's known since he was 11, and, you know, kind of likes her, but hasn't really admitted to it until he falls in love with her. It says, it took only 16 clicks and 8 seconds for Lucas to realize that his like for Lainey had turned into love. 8 life-changing seconds. It's also the exact length of time it took to lose her. So I'm kind of curious as to, like, was there some kind of accident or something that happened, and like what is that? I don't know. I want to know. I want to see their romance, and I want to follow the rest of the brothers through the rest of the series if I enjoy it. So excited for that one quite a bit. Okay, so next up, Rachel Lynn Solomon came out last year with The X Talk. Still really intrigued by that one. But she just came out with another book in January called The Weather Girl, and this one sounds really cute as well, so I really want to get to this one. And in this one, we're following Ari. She's like a meteorologist, and her boss is like the main meteorologist, and she really wants to have a mentorship with her, but she's too distracted by arguing with her ex-husband. And then she kind of like starts talking to Russell at a company holiday party, and they kind of team up, and they decide that they're going to get their two bosses to start talking again, because the ex-husband is, I think, the main. Yeah, so the ex-husband is the station's news director. So the two of them are in kind of like the higher positions, and they're like, they need to stop arguing so that we can get a little bit of some learning happening, and we want to advance our own careers and that kind of thing. And I'm assuming that they're gonna also kind of fall in love on the side too, but you know, we'll see. Sounds cute. I'm loving it. I really, you know, weather is very interesting. Like tornadoes and hurricanes, like that stuff is very interesting, how it all works, and just, yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued. We're gonna check that out. Now, this next one is kind of a continuation of a series I've actually already started. I really want to get into Well Played, which is the sequel to Well Met, and this is by Jen DeLuca. These are kind of Renaissance-y type romance books, and they're following different couples in each one, but basically they're all set at this Renaissance fair that happens over the summer over these 6 different weekends. And this one, from what I understand, is following Stacy, who was one of the friends of the main characters in the first one. And I think she worked with her at the bar. It wasn't called the bar, though. What was it? I don't know, the bar at the Renaissance Fair where she was like the tavern wench. I think that was the other girl that was there with her, but I don't totally remember. So I really want to get back into this one, though, because I loved the Renaissance Fair vibes in this. It made me want to go to a Renaissance Fair again. I definitely remember enjoying going when I was younger, and I haven't been to one in years, and so this kind of just like makes me feel like I'm there. So this next book was from an author that I wasn't sure if I wanted to try again, but it's been really hyped lately, and I know I got recommended this book, and people were like, you really got to try it, and like I tried Emily Henry again and really enjoyed her next book, so I need to give this author another chance, and that's It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I really enjoy Schitt's Creek. That show, like when it ended, I was so sad. But I know that this book is kind of the main character, Piper. She is loosely related to Schitt's Creek, and yeah, she's kind of like this socialite girl who just has all her daddy and mommy's money and she's not going anywhere. And they kind of like, I think, take her money away and send her out to this little fishing village. And then she finds a romance there. Basically what I think's happening in this one. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. But I've heard good things about this one, and this one's actually it's just a duology, but it's following the Bellinger sisters. So we should have 2 books in this one, and they're sisters, and I don't know, kind of goes along with that idea of companion novels following a family. So I should just like do a whole series of reading all these or something. The next book that I have is 7 Days in June. This one, like, the cover throws me off. I think every time I read the synopsis and hear about it, I'm like, yeah, that sounds so good. But then I see the cover and like, it doesn't convey to me what the synopsis does. And so it just, like, I never actually want to pick it up. But I do. Every time I read the synopsis, I'm like, yes. So in this one, we're following Ava, who is a single mom and a best-selling erotica writer. And then we have Shane, and he is also a award-winning literary author. And the two of them end up bumping into each other unexpectedly at a literary event and kind of sparks fly. But 20 years ago, they also, as teenagers, knew each other and were like madly in love for like a week, and they had a whole thing, and then they stopped talking. And so I think it's kind of their second chance romance going on there, and you're also finding out what happened back in the day. And they've secretly been kind of writing each other into each other's stories and books this whole time. So if that doesn't scream totally cute, I don't know what does, but I think that is stinking adorable. And the last book on this list is Eleanor and Gray by Brittany C. Cherry. And this one is another second chance romance. I'm feeling those vibes apparently. This couple, basically they were first to fall in love with each other many years ago when they were young, and you know, you go through those phases of just like, I'm in love with you so much and whatever. So it's many years later, and our main character, she takes a job to nanny some people's kids, and it's his kids. And so he's like, you have to just do your job. That's all that's going to be happening here. Nothing more. And he's much more serious now and just secluded and stormy, and I'm assuming she's going to break through some of that facade and just get to that boy she used to know that was much more fun loving, and it's going to be some kind of romance there, I'm sure, because that's what we're talking about, right? So that one sounds adorably cute as well. Another one I really want to get to. So I've got just so many romances that I would love to just dive into, and hopefully I'll be able to get to at least some of these in the month of February. But that is what I've got for you guys today. Let me know down below some of the books that you really want to read this month, whether it's romance or fantasy or horror, whatever you got. I just want to hear what you guys are reading. So let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.